Gordon's up. He says, hey guys, thank you very much again for the help you provide on Hump Days. It's greatly appreciated. You're welcome, Gordon. If you're looking to find low-hanging fruit where you can easily rank in the GMB 3-pack, other than looking at the reviews of the current businesses in the 3-pack and their citation profile, what else do you do to decide whether or not you have found a golden goose ranking opportunity? And also, how do you determine whether or not there's enough search traffic to generate adequate phone calls? Thanks again, Gordon. Okay, so first of all, Gordon, Local Lease Pro, I showed the exact simple method. It's kind of time consuming, but the simple method using a free software that we use to identify what I call slam dunk opportunities, which is what you're calling a golden goose in your question. Okay. And again, that was in Local Lease Pro. If you have access to that, which I'm hoping you do, because it was on sale for a very, very ridiculously low price for about 8 days during the Side Hustle Toolbox launch, which that's closed now. But it is available, Local Lease Pro, but we teach the method specifically how to find low-hanging opportunities. Now, I can't go into the details of that right here, but it is very, very simple to do using the Easy Local Cache software, which is a free software. It's Chad Kimball software. But it just shows you basically ever since July of this year, when mobile implemented or switched to the mobile first indexed, that opened up just massive, massive opportunity. Because I'm telling you guys, it opened up more opportunity than I've seen since I started my local marketing career in 2010. And that is what we teach on how to find that those opportunities that have been opened up by this major change in the algorithm, or which index is used first, right? The mobile first index. So that's all in Local Lease Pro. I can't obviously share that right here. It is in the course. Also, you can find out certainly if you joined Mastermind, because Local Lease Pro is one of the first courses that Mastermind members get now when they join. So
yeah, the how, I mean, that's the course. The how is you know, if we gave you that, then why have a course in the first place? So sorry, that's something that we can do, and I'm glad that you mentioned again the mastermind. I was in our mini, you know, that we have the mini mastermind, and mine is on Tuesday nights for an hour, and I have three great people. I have Jamina, I have Will Kenderdine, and John Wypick.
that's
And
awesome.
we were going over my method for using the software, and we went over it in detail. And I don't mind for an hour. I mean, I decided to give my time, right? And so this is what it's all about. Membership has its privileges. I do things a little bit differently. I find targets a little bit differently, but it all works just the same way that you teach it, the way that I do it, however it is that you decide to do it. The thing is that you have to, membership has its privileges, and you have to be a member in order to get the information that you're asking about. Is that something that we can give away for free?
Yeah. So also, how do you determine whether or not there's enough search traffic to generate adequate phone calls? Well, that's a good question, but if you do your research properly up front, you should know. So first of all, you should research your industry or the niche that you're targeting. Now, if you've followed us at all for any length of time, Gordon, which I know you have, you know that I've been telling you, and I've been preaching this and beating this drum for years now, which is specialize. Focus on one industry, guys. Become a big fish in one industry instead of a Me Too agency or Me Too consultant or Me Too local marketer that will just accommodate any business that will talk to you. Trust me, you will never gain any traction in your business, or you will have a much harder time gaining traction in your business if you just offer marketing services to any business that will talk to you, because your amount of work multiplies exponentially, because you have to do keyword research, you have to do market research, you have to understand the vocabulary of the industry, you have to figure out what the pain points are in those industries, both for the consumer and for the business owner, so that you can help. Because if you're telling the business owner that you can help them market their products and services, you need to understand the consumer's mindset, but you also have to understand the business owner's mindset so that you can talk to them and speak their language, right? Build rapport with them. So you have to learn two different markets for every industry you enter: the consumer market and the business market, right? So there's just so much work that goes into learning, becoming a marketing special or professional in any industry. It requires a ton of research. And so if you try to just say, oh, I'm going to be a local marketing guy, and I'll talk to any business in my area that will talk to me, you're going to create a shit ton of additional work that you can significantly reduce, and you'll gain a lot more traction a lot faster in your business if you focus in on one particular industry, because then you can craft everything you do in your business around that particular industry. All your marketing messages, all your keyword research, your content templates, everything that you do can be designed around that one particular industry. Now you become a specialist. I use this as an example. Would you go to a general health practitioner for heart surgery? No, you go to a cardiologist. So why do you think businesses like, let's say home remodeling contractors or general contractors, would they want to go to a Me Too agency, or would they want to go to a contractor marketing agency that specializes in general and remodeling contractor marketing? Does that make sense? Which one would you prefer? So, Gordon, I recommend specializing in on one industry. But before deciding on, don't just arbitrarily decide on what industry you want to focus in on and say, I'm going to build my business around that. You need to research that industry and determine, is there call volume? Is there significant interest in that? Is there money there? What's one of the ways that you can determine that? An easy and simple and a quick way is go do a search for the product and or service as if you were a customer looking for that product or service, and just go do a Google search for it and take a look and see, are there ads? Are there Google ads? If so, that means there's paying advertisers. If there's Google ads, that means people are paying to bid on those keywords, which means there's likely traffic for those keywords. If there wasn't traffic for those keywords, and if those keywords didn't convert, there wouldn't be ads. Does that make sense? People don't pay and bid on keywords. Well, good advertisers don't pay and bid on keywords that don't convert or don't generate traffic that converts, right? So if you're seeing Google ads, that's a good indication. Now, I wouldn't stop there. I'd research it further. You could do things like use Google Trends to find out where in the country or in the world for that matter, but I always do US-based searches. You can find out where the hot spots are for where the search traffic is the most, or the search interest is the most for the types of products or services that you'd be promoting in that industry, right? So then you can start to develop out which locations you're going to target first for your business. Does that make sense? But remember, specialize on one industry, guys, because then you can scale your business by geography instead of by type or kind. Does that make sense? Instead of trying to scale your business by taking on new industries where you're going to create so much additional work, scale your business by continuing with the same industry, but expanding your service area or your territory, your target area, right? That's a hell of a lot better, much more efficient way to build your business. And not only that, in time, you will build a name and a reputation for being that type of a marketing specialist for that particular industry. And people will start to seek you out, as opposed to you having to force or push your marketing, your services onto others. People will start to seek you out because they know that you're the specialist. Does that make sense? So how do you determine whether there's enough search traffic? You have to research it. Make sure it's an industry that has paying advertisers. Make sure that there is significant search interest for those types of things and that it's profitable. As I've said about in the past, carpet cleaning, there's a ton of search interest for carpet cleaning, but there's very, very, very small margins in the carpet cleaning industry, right? So carpet cleaning companies don't particularly like to pay for marketing services or for lead generation services. They don't have the budgets for it because their margins are very small. But if you just did keyword research, which is when I first started, the very first lead gen site I ever built was carpetcleaningalexandriava.com. And it was, I don't own that anymore, but it was a lead gen site that I built because all I did was base my decision on which industry I was going to target based upon keyword search volume from the Google Keyword Planner. And it said something like 600 exact match searches for that term, carpet cleaning Alexandria, VA, per month. It was like 660 or something. It was something like that, 600 searches per month. So I said, oh man, there's a lot of search volume there. I can make money with that. Well, I built the site and I and got it ranked #1, and we were getting 30 to 40 calls a week through that lead gen site. And I had trouble monetizing it for even a couple $100 a month. No shit. And then when I finally got down to the chewy center of why that was, by sitting down with the contractor that was renting that site from me or leasing that site from me, he told me, because the carpet cleaning business has very, very small margins, right? Very small margins. And he was making like something ridiculous, like per carpet cleaning job, like $8 or $10 or $12 in profit. It was something stupid after paying his labor and insurance costs and the cleaning solution costs and all of this overhead. He had a very small margin, so he had trouble paying for that. What happened? I ended up switching into other higher margin businesses. That's why I love the tree service industry, because it's huge margins. That's why I like remodeling contractors, home builders, HVAC repair, any sort of repair, roofers, all those types, because the margins are so much larger. Does that make sense? So again, you have to do the research, Gordon. There's no real easy answer there. You just got to go be logical, and do the research, and you should be able to find the opportunities as well as the perfect industry. Also, one last thing I would suggest about that is, seriously, guys, try to find an industry that you not only has all the correct signals or markers of being a good industry to work in, but also one that you have a genuine interest in, because it'll make it feel less like work. Okay. Like, honestly, I don't have any interest in tree services, except for the fact that that does make me some damn good money, which kind of makes it interesting. But if you can find an industry that you have a genuine interest in, it'll feel less like work while you're building your business. Anybody want to comment on that before I move on? That was a long-winded answer, I know.
No, but it was perfect. There's no need to go into that any further.